So recently I've seen this trend of video essays where people credit random people for saving jazz or making jazz cool again. I don't know where jazz went, dude. It's never been not cool. Even in like top selling artists, you can see it right now.
Hell fucking no, this dick ain't.
Hey Tom, if you were stranded...
Sorry, what was that?
If you were stranded on a deserted space station...
I think it's time to blow this scene. Uh-huh.
If you were stranded on a deserted space station and had to pick only one show...
Bebop.
This was my introduction into most things I would eventually grow to love. Toonami means a lot to a lot of people. For many, it was an introduction to anime outside of Pokemon and Saturday morning cartoons. For others, it was a gateway drug into finding bands and artists. This was an influence to a lot of people's taste, styles, and watching habits. On those late nights, I would find Daft Punk, Flying Lotus, and Cowboy Bebop. When you're there in the moment, you don't think about anime's influence on your musical taste. You have the theme song that invites you into the show and you get hyped, but like the anime story really sets you in. Slowly, the music does become catchy to you. You're watching episode 1 and remember,
Adios.
the music made you feel things. And fuck, you're young and you're fucking dumb. You don't even know what the fuck you're feeling. This was my first time really diving into deeper stories. Stories that would actually make me stop and think about the world. The music is there as a guide. And sometimes, it's in the world of that scene. But Cowboy Bebop knew how to incorporate that music and let that music tell a story. Until this point, I had never experienced a show that tied so closely the music and the story as Cowboy Bebop had. And I think that's why so many love the soundtrack. And hopefully, for many people, it's a gateway drug into jazz. I can say for the very least, for me, it was. That and so many other shows that aired late night would play a big role on my musical taste. It would lead me to discover the meaning of the names behind the characters, eventually checking out stuff like Miles, learning what Carry That Weight was referring to. There are very few animes that I would genuinely say I would listen to the music outside of the show, but Cowboy Bebop was the first for me. This led me to discover Yoko Kanno, leader of the band The Sheetbelts. This album is honestly a cross-section of the music that would inspire Yoko and the creators of the show. It is really a collaboration between the two. And from there, again, we have the musical references inside the show as breadcrumbs to their musical influences. References in the world and the episode titles bring it all together, almost like a scavenger hunt of music for you to find. At an early age, that show sent me on my musical journey to find more jazz and more music. And if you love this soundtrack and need some further listening, I'd recommend Kind of Blue by Miles Davis, Love Supreme by John Coltrane, and honestly, anything from Sun Ra. If you love Cowboy Bebop soundtrack, anything from Sun Ra is the way to go. And this is the end. Remember, boys, you're always gonna carry that weight.